Hi guys, if you're a cinematographer, photographer, or any kind of grapher, someone that deals with a phone or a camera, and you want to learn how to expose your videos or photos in less than 3 seconds, I'm going to teach you how to do it. The video is not going to be 3 seconds. How do I teach you how to do it in 3 seconds? I can expose any camera in this world in like less than 3 to 4 seconds. It's not bragging, it's just a fact because I've learned it. So I'm going to teach you how to do the same thing. Don't mind, I'm using my phone as a mic today because I forgot my microphone. So first, what's exposure? It's just basically making your videos good to watch with the eyes in terms of lighting. That means the back is not too bright or it's not too low. You want to have it on a proper meter reading. Now, let's get started. The exposure triangle contains of 3 things. The ISO, which is your camera sensitivity to light, your shutter speed, that's how fast a single frame is being captured, and your aperture, which is how wide or how narrow your lens is at the time at which you are shooting. So ISO, as I said, is your camera sensitivity to light. Take it as if somebody wants to knock your head. How sensitive your head is how much pain you are going to feel. So that means if the sensitivity is high, the knock will pain you. If the sensitivity is low, the knock will not really pain you. So that means when we increase the sensitivity of our camera to capture more light, that's the ISO, increase the ISO. If we reduce the sensitivity, it will capture lesser light. Now, there's a con to it. If you increase the sensitivity too much, your ISO too much, it will have noise and artifacts in it. And sometimes you always want to avoid that if you have a choice. Secondly, is your shutter speed. I said it's how fast a single frame is being captured. Think of it as opening your door or closing your door in a location that there are plenty flies. So if you open your door very fast and close it back, just like few flies will come in. But if you open your door slowly and close it slowly, a lot of flies will come in. So that's how the light works. So when you have a faster shutter speed, less light comes in. When you have the slower shutter speed, more light comes in. So shutter speed is very, very important to having your exposure balance. So that means if you want more light in our videos, we'll reduce the shutter speed. If you want less light, we'll increase shutter speed. Now for aperture, my favorite part. I said aperture is how wide or how narrow your lens is at the point at which you are shooting. If you have a lens within, you can open it and increase or reduce the aperture. You see that the lens is opening and closing. How does this work and how does this affect light? If you open your door very wide, more light will come into the room. And if you close your door, just less light will come into the room. So that's how it works. So that means if you want more light in our videos, we'll open our aperture. If you want less light, we'll close our aperture. Now for the values on the aperture, it's very tricky. On the aperture, if you increase the value, which is like going from 1 to 14, it means you are reducing the size at which the lens is being opened. And if you reduce the value, let's say from 14 to like 1, you are increasing the width at which the lens is being opened. So let's do a very quick practical of what I'm talking about. So you can see that now this video looks weird. It's very bright. I'm sure if this was what you saw when you were scrolling, you just scroll off. Now this is the reason why you have to always expose your video properly. Now for this video, if you want to bring it down, we have ISO, we have shutter speed, and we have aperture. Now let's start with ISO. If we want to bring this video down to have a good exposure, that means we want to reduce the light that we are seeing. We can bring down the aperture, we can bring down the ISO, but we can't do that now because the ISO is already on the lowest on this camera, which is 200 for video. So we have to skip ISO. Now, if you go to the aperture, don't even touch my aperture because I always want my background to be blurry. I forgot to say this, that when you increase the width at which the lens is being opened, you have much more background blur. So that's why I don't like to touch my aperture. Did we touch the aperture? No, because I want this background blur to be here. So you always know what you want to prioritize when you are exposing your videos. So because I prioritize background blur, I do not want to bring my aperture down. That means the last thing that it will leave us with is the shutter speed. And the shutter speed currently is on 400. That means it's very slow. So we can increase that shutter speed. So let's do that. So I'm increasing it now from 400 to 4,000. So it's on 4,000 right now. And as you can see, we're back on a good exposure. I hope you'll be able to understand what ISO, shutter speed, and aperture does in your exposure triangle. Thank you for watching. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm always here to answer. I'm Timzo Visuals, and see you in the next one.